Powered by Reviting, streaming from the Reviting Digital Studio. It's the David Daily. Exploring frontier technology, artificial intelligence, quantum innovation, and the intersection of faith, funding, and the future. Here's your host, David Goki.
We're worshiping right now on a Sunday. Your name. Wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. All right. Well, we're going to kind of keep that music going on in the background here. I'm going to tune that down. I do produce my own show currently. So all of the transitions that you see, all of the sound effects, that's all me coming in behind the background here. And we're going to run that introduction one more time and then jump into the news. We definitely do love the current events section of our show. We love the quantum topics portion, which we do daily for those of you tuning in. Back again, we lost our live feed, so thank you and welcome back. It's praising and worshiping in our own special and unique way. And of course, we have the David Daily, which is your favorite show, coming to you first. So I'm going to run that intro again for the 21st of December. It is the winter solstice today, and I love that we get to be here, right? Run the David Daily. All right, so with that, I'm going to run the David Daily, and I will see you in a moment on the flip side after we run this. Right now, we'll be right back after this introduction video plays in 3, 2, 1.
Powered by Reviting, streaming from the Reviting Digital Studio. It's the David Daily. Exploring frontier technology, artificial intelligence, quantum innovation, and the intersection of faith, funding, and the future. Here's your host, David Goki.
Welcome to the 21st episode of the David Daily. So grateful to have you here. The U.S. Department of Efficiency, DOE, Genesis mission with its AI partners. Recently, they renamed themselves after the Doge community. And IBM has $5 million in skills pledges. Remember that from yesterday? We have a little summary news article here. And then, of course, after that, we see that not only does IBM take a lead, but we see other markets are lacking in the Santa rally, meaning this season is a little bit of a lag. We may be going into a potential scientific recession. Not saying that I'm an economist, but we are seeing the Recursion stock focus and the Cisco networking and security being trending in today's news. We see Global Founders are also updating their stock, which is the latest news from Global Foundries. right? Which is a NASDAQ stock. GFS is the ticker symbol, and stock is heading actually into the final stretch of the year, right? We're gonna see this new year. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are gonna be strong financial days. We're gonna see people buying Christmas presents. I think Dollar Tree is gonna be doing very well, and Dollar General, I believe, would be doing very well. I myself invested a little bit there for last minute shopping. Remember, if you're trying to ship with Amazon, they can no longer take your order and deliver it by Christmas. So if y'all done your Christmas shopping, but you haven't done it yet, it is time to get into your car, into the subway, get on a bus, get on a bike, whatever you can do. Ask yourself, how can you get to the next store so you can be present and get presents if that's something you celebrate. If you're not doing gifts this season, that's okay. But for those of you who are doing gifts, make sure that you're getting out and about, especially where the weather conditions are going kind of crazy. So we see that there's actually some massive flooding in the Seattle area. In Washington, in fact, in Duval areas, we're seeing some landslides. We're seeing I-90 East as early as exit 27 is seeing flooding coming across the entire highway. Got a video update this morning from my news sources and some of those things. So as you're thinking about what you're going to be doing for the holidays, just be safe as you're out on the roads. It's snowing in the Northeast, and we have a large water storm, rain downpour that came in the west. So now we actually have a very, very interesting and fun set of current events and news topics for today. So going into our current events for today, we have many things to talk about. In fact, yesterday we talked about Stargate announcing that AI data centers are expanding. Today we see that happening today in a very big, big way. And Stargate, if you know what Stargate it is a space company. We've been following Frontier Technologies, and you can see actually here, OpenAI launched a 1.4 gigawatt power in Michigan. This is one of the largest build-outs we're going to see of our time. Oracle and SoftBank coming together to expanding Stargate with 5 new data centers and AI facilities. We're seeing this going to be a very large data center that we're going to see here expanding in the Stargate areas and space. It's very interesting. I just kind of see that coming along. So as you see the Stargate here, right here, you're seeing that this is going to be pretty large. Of course, now moving further a little bit, we see even more so. We see that if we just go full screen here, we're seeing that inside the world's most powerful AI data center, Microsoft Blogs has a picture. Obviously, OpenAI is managed by Microsoft and owned partially by Microsoft. We know that as well. And then actually, of course, we're now seeing SoftBank coming on this as well. So yeah, it's kind of interesting times. We're going to see some interesting news articles, current event articles come out. And that's very, very interesting to me as a daily live show host, going live every single day, bringing you the latest and greatest news topics, summarizing each week, bringing in funding, faith, and future tech on the show. So this is your first time watching. Definitely thank you for joining the episode where we talk about funding, faith, and future tech. We've talked about many topics on here. In fact, early on, we see that Micron surges on AI chips are demanding a strong forecast. We're seeing that Wall Street also is rebounding after that tech sell-off that happened last week on the 18th. We also see that the AI quantum convergence is accelerating research. And in fact, NVIDIA is launching quantum workloads that's aligning directly with hybrid quantum. That came up this week. Hybrid quantum is a new topic of discussion. If you're not talking about hybrid quantum, the funding and future faith tech world is caring about this. And of course, if you want to be on the show for funding, faith, and future tech, you can do that at guest.thedaviddaily. So we also talk about fun things behind the bag. We talk about things like beyond the cart, beyond the numbers, beyond the bag. That's a 3-part series coming out soon that our other show hosts on the live network. Actually, we have 2 other hosts, Kyle and Bill, are other hosts as well. So we're very thankful to have them on this show. So this is your first time watching. We also have a special segment called Beyond the Bag. Just give a little preview into that. Folks, I know that you love that, and really grateful to see that everyone is here for the live show. So now this is the portion of the show where we talk about quantum topics. So we're going to get into these concepts of quantum topics rather. And someone recently asked me, David, like, what are you doing in this show? And are you a teacher? And the answer is yes, definitely teaching quantum frontier topics. And we're actually leveraging the power of AI to do this. We do very much care about AI and quantum topics. So we'll be talking about AI and quantum topics, future tech, and all the things. So you can see here actually on my screen now, we're pulling up these quantum topics, which is the segment 2 of the show, quantum topics, one of my personal favorites. And not only do we get to discuss and learn these together, but we also get to bring on experts onto the David Daily that see this stuff live every single day. So thank you for all the people who are watching. For those who are tuning in later, let's dive in. The first topic of this segment is talking about AI and quantum computing convergence gains importance and coverage. What this means is AI is seen as a critical partner for quantum computing development. Why? Because it optimizes hardware design, device control, and error mitigation. So we're getting deep here on these topics. All right, hybrid, you've got one on the one side, and you have quantum coming on the other side. This is combining AI with quantum systems. Okay, so quantum systems are coming together. The left and the right are coming together to build these quantum systems together. And in our second topic, we're actually seeing that researchers are working to address the error rates. So the hypothesis here, right, is that the error rates would be stronger in a world of quantum. Now, the reason why I say that is because when we have error rates getting stronger, we actually see that we have better accuracy, right? If you have less bad, you have more good, is what quantum helps us do. Less bad, more good. And how could that be a better topic than for a Sunday on a live show? We want less errors and we want more scalability. And quantum helps us do that, which is great. Now, the third thing is that security is raising strategic industry focus. Now, what exactly does that mean? Security bringing strategic focus. So think about a focus like an arrow. That arrow will be going and penetrating deep on the target. Center of the bullseye, boom, it's there. It's secure. It's in the target. As we think about inside of a target diagram, I'm actually going to generate a diagram here for a target and show you on screen on the show exactly what I'm able to do. And as a secure target, industry focus is being monitored closely by investors. In other words, investors are monitoring the emergence of these quantum capable systems by industry, particularly post-quantum cryptography. So remember, that's like secrets and like security, and like how do you come up with like encoding and thinking things true very directly. And then from there also, we want to know, okay, how are these going to be affecting the ecosystem in quantum, specifically as it relates to security for industry-specific security. And there's also, of course, a big debate on whether or not those secure measures will actually be possible in a quantum world. And so we're excited to explore some of those challenges, as well as show you exactly what a target looks like. We know exactly that target looks like this. We generated this target directly with AI, which is awesome. I'm just going to pull this up on the main screen for everyone to see here. And at the end of the day, because we have the ability to produce with AI in the background as we go live daily, we can actually see all of this for ourselves in the anatomy of the target. So here we have outer ring, and that is usually 1 point, right? We have the inner ring, right, which is the bullseye, which is the black. You always have the black for 3 points. And of course, you have the yellow, which is showing the 5 points, and then of course the red, which is the outer ring. And of course you have the blue, which is a 0-point zone. Black is still 3 points maybe. And then of course you have the outer ring, which is a complete miss. It has missed the target and is outside of the ring. And that is how we go and we showcase this. And so I've got my live stream here on the camera, of course. And now I'm going to flip that camera back so that I can see it for myself. And this is a teaching concept inside quantum targets, because inside quantum topics, we have this concept of how accurate, right, do we have the error handling. So we put this back on stage and we see, okay, so now that we have error handling and security, again, we want to make sure that we have the security there in the quantum. All right, the fourth concept here for our teaching of the day really has to do with how do our workflows extend beyond research. Workflows beyond research, right? So research is good. We want to apply. So operational teams are now applying a lot of this quantum research directly into their workloads. How awesome is that? We're seeing direct workloads pick up on those AI quantum research frontiers. And then finally, quantum error correction remains a focus. We mentioned that. So good to hear about that. And that rounds up our quantum topics for the show. So now, Bake It Easy just joined. Nice to see you, 86, with the donut and the cake. So glad to have you on the show. We've got lots of people tuning in from everywhere. They're coming in by the hordes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got Mauricio. We've got Eileen. And we've got the whole crew here. So excited to have you all here. So going to bring this show to a close. So it's done by noon. My favorite portion of the live stream is the Beyond the Bag segment. It's an anchor segment for our show. It is something that I usually always do kind of at the very end. So I'm just going to put that right here, Beyond the Bag. And if you're thinking about being a guest, go ahead, book a show, and we will see you on the show. I can't wait. That's going to be scrolling across the bottom here. If you want to be a guest, be a guest. Funding, Faith, and Future Tech is looking for guests. Yeah, book in. Come on, just do it. Just book on in. What's up, David? Good to see you again. So great to have people on the show. All right, so Beyond the Bag. Today, I have a very special Beyond the Bag. It is my my watch, but not just my Casio watch, this other Casio watch, which guess what? This was found in the pocket of one of my mother's old coats. Now, I don't know if you have a mom, but if you do, and she has an old coat, ask her to check her pockets. You never know, she might have something in there. So this is a original Casio watch. Okay, I cannot find this Casio watch anymore. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. Really love the love on the platforms. Thank you so much, Carrie. So we see this Casio watch from my mom, and guess what? It has the accurate date and time, exactly 10 minutes fast, of course. And now we click on the database, and now we actually have 25 phone number capability in the watch. How crazy is that? It's just so wonderful. I have a second watch on me today. It's going to be a great Sunday. Yes, I walk around like this with my Metadine hat and my suit jacket on. So thank you for tuning in today. It was a wonderful episode of Beyond the Bag. Thank you, Carrie. Really appreciate you joining. Good morning from Hawaii. Thank you for joining. Please book a guest for funding, for funding, Faith, and Future Tech. All right, so if you're on the show right now, you would have seen a link drop. Please book onto the show. Send this to a founder, an investor, anyone that you know. Would love to have you on the daily show. Carrie, this would be awesome for you to send out to people. Would love to have you on the daily show. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun, and we have lots of people on here. The daily show, the morning daily show, coming to you strong every single day. And on that note, we're gonna cut to the exit video, and we will see you later.